everyone, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, where last time we made a breakthrough in the investigation. It worked! We deceived the person who was kidnapping the refugees, who turned out to be Ungust, and we were able to figure out exactly what's going on. He's being paid by the Amalja quite a hefty sum in order to kidnap refugees, send them to the Amalja, as well as supply the Amalja with the trade routes carrying the crystals that the Amalja have been collecting. So, Minfilia, how are we going to prepare to deal with this? Minfilia would like you to meet a distinguished individual. Though we seek a peaceful solution to the primal problem, we must needs be ready to fight for our cause. Though you might take to the field suitably prepared, I would have you meet with a goblin acquaintance of mine. His name is Mutamix Bubblypots, and he is a scholar of no small repute. Mutamix is renowned for having introduced a revolutionary method of enhancing equipment to Eorzea. The knowledge of this method was once a closely guarded secret, but thanks to Mutamix and his students, it has now been disseminated to the great benefit of all the realm. It would serve you well to acquire an understanding of the process. For this purpose, I shall lend you a blade. Take it to Mutamix and bid him use it to demonstrate his craft to you. Mutamix is ever to be found at his camp in central Thanalan, a place known as the Bonfire. Look for a pillar of smoke and the way will become clear. Alright, we are going to be learning about a way to enhance our equipment, and let me tell you, this is something that I horrifically underutilized in my main account going up through Endwalker. You don't need it. You do not need it in order to be able to get through all of the content the game has to offer. It absolutely is worthwhile though, because it does significantly improve your equipment stats. So while it may not be necessary, it'll sure make your life a lot easier. Alright then, Chocobo Keep, go ahead and bring me on to Ul'dah, and I will meet you all over in Blackbrush Station. Alright, just arrived in Blackbrush Station. Let's get hiking out to find this Mutamix. Looks like to get to Mutamix from here, we want to head north out of Blackbrush Station, and there's a convenient, barely worn, but still worn, path for us to follow. Let's see, all the way up here, and then take a right, and it looks like our destination will be just inside that canyon. This is genuinely a very, very good feature that I wish I had made more use of in my main account, but we will be making good use of it this time around. Jesus, someone's engine's having trouble outside. Oh well, that's fine. Mutamix, I come with, apparently you have something to teach me. Shh, shka. Who is Uplander come to 10th rank of Mutamix Bubblypots? Minfilia sent me with a dagger. Fighty Tools drinks an airy self. When full of airy self, Fighty Tool changes to Stony Shine, name of Materia. If Materia joined with other Fighty Tool, then Big Eyes, Fighty Tool gains power of airy self. Psh, shko. Mutamix is reckoning that Uplander is friend of Minfilia. Yes, tongue flaps reach ears of Mutamix with fastness. Minfilia wants Uplander to see power of Materia. Uplander brings Fighty Tool to Mutamix, yes? Shko. Fighty Tool is unstrong as Eating Tool. Make good teaching show of power of Materia. The Materia Master. Now Eyes of Uplander point at Fighty Tool, yes? Psh, shko. Materia join with Fighty Tool. Fighty Tool gains power of Materia. Fighty Tool reborn. Here, Uplander take Fighty Tool to Minfilia. Materia, strictly speaking, is a kind of crystal. It is created by drawing out the etheric constituents from a piece of equipment and then crystallizing them. Not just any old equipment will serve, mind you. It must have sufficient spirit bond, that being a measure of how fully an item has been imbued with its owner's spirit. When you attach a piece of materia to gear, you imbue the host item with its power. That's how Master Mutamix turned that dagger of yours from someone that would have struggled to cut steak into a weapon worth wielding. Psh, Skull. Uplander wishes to be joiner of materia. Then Uplander best fill braincase with knowings of crafty making. With knowings of crafty making, Uplander can become joiner of materia. If Uplander wants braincase to rattle with knowings of materia, Uplander best trade tongue flaps with learning ones of Mutamix. Materia is important enough that we will actually be hanging out here for just a little bit to learn the ways that we actually extract, create, and craft materia. Swin Bros, you're going to be our first tutor. Swin Bros wishes to disseminate the secrets of materia creation. What would you say if I told you that inanimate objects can possess a soul? They can, believe it or not, although the soul in question is not their own, but that of their owner. Through faithful service, the arms and armor that we use come to hold our spiritual energy. Thus do we form a spirit bond with them. This spiritual energy can be drawn out and converted into materia, a special kind of crystal that can be attached to gear to enhance its properties. I am well versed in the ways of materia extraction. If you wish to learn more about the process, it would be my pleasure to teach you. Alright then, let's do it! Teach me how to extract materia from my items. You are ready to commence your learning? Good, as you will have gathered by now, materia is the crystallized form of one's spiritual energy. As this energy is derived from an individual psyche, a volatile beast at the best of times, a degree of variance is to be expected in its production. In practice, this means that you won't know the exact properties of a stone until you cradle it in your hand. Now, materia won't grant you much of anything on its own. Its power must be tapped, see, and this is achieved by melding it to gear. Know, though, that it takes the deft hands of a craftsman to meld materia. You can always seek others to attach materia on your behalf, but if you would sooner do it yourself, I recommend you speak with Phobos. Melding is her field of expertise. If we wish to remove materia from items, highlight its icon and select Retrieve Materia. There's a chance that the material will be salvaged. In other words, there's a chance we can lose it. We also get materia extraction and grade 1 dark matter. Hello tutorial we just learned. You can now extract materia from items. Materia extracted from one piece of gear can be affixed to another, improving its attributes. To extract materia from an item, you must have first created a spirit bond with it by using the piece repeatedly in battle, crafting, or gathering. Once an item's spirit bond reaches 100%, you will be able to select Extract Materia from the list of available subcommands. Once the materia is extracted from an item, its spirit bond will be reduced to 1%. Affixing materia to an item can be done by a disciple of the hand, with the proper training, or by speaking with materia melder NPCs. Should you wish to remove materia, you may do so by highlighting it and selecting Retrieve Materia. Alright then, so we can go ahead and take a look at our equipment. Anything in our armory chest will do. And we want to look at that spirit bond stat. It's just below condition in the bottom half of the stats window. A lot of these have 1 or 0%. Some of them have higher spirit bond. The things most likely to have a high spirit bond are the ones we are actually using right now. Or here we go. Iron Doming Hammer. We've used you a lot and you have enough spirit bond we can pull out a materia from you. We get a materia. It did not say which one it was. It's probably in the chat log. Probably in a chat log. But we do now have a materia in our inventory. Here we go. Craftsman's Cunning Material Rank 1. Gives us +1 CP. Requires the base item to be an item level of 15 or higher. But yeah, anything that meets the requirements, we can put this Craftsman Cunning Material on. And we get 1 extra CP so long as we're wearing that piece of equipment. So we can keep going through our equipment. We just did the Doming Hammer. We got several things that are getting close to ready, but nothing else in our weapons quite yet. Armor is typically a pretty good place to look for things with high spirit bonds since you're going to be wearing your armor on many very similar classes. Here we go. This cotton scarf we can extract. We'll check what that gave us in a little bit. It is a crafting gear, so it's probably going to give us crafting materia. And yeah, we can just keep going through like that, checking all of the gear we have. Unfortunately, a lot of our stuff is actually surprisingly low spirit bond. I thought we'd have had more maxed out by now? I guess not? But yeah, generally whenever something hits 100% spirit bond, you just want to extract the materia right away. There's no real reason not to that I'm aware of. Get that materia out of there, the spirit bond will reset and it'll be able to start building up to your next materia. So yeah, it's really nice and easy. Here we go. Initiate's gloves. This will give us some materia for combat. No, wait, no, Initiate's glove is more crafting. God, wow. None of our combat gear has materia ready. I guess we're just going to be showing what it's like to... Oh, here we go. I guess we're mostly just going to be showing what it's like to get crafter materia for the time being. Whatever. It's fine. I'll go through the rest of my gear later. The level of an item also plays a role in who can or cannot enhance the gear, requiring higher level crafters as the level of the item increases. If you lack the ability to meld your materia to an item, you may enlist the aid of other players or speak with a materia melder NPC. Another option is to find a similar piece of armor with materia already attached. The markets are a perfect place to find specially crafted items synthesized by disciples of the Hand from across Eorzea. Another option is to find another player character to meld the materia for you. One way to do this is via the player's search feature. Once you have found a player character capable of doing the meld and the terms have been agreed upon, target the player and select the request meld from the subcommands. Alright, next up then is learning how to actually attach materia. So we are going to need to be some sort of crafter for this. Let's go as a blacksmith. Phobos wishes to teach you how to meld materia. Why hello there, I see you're a disciple of the Hand like me. Mayhap you're interested in learning how to meld materia to gear? If so, it'd be my pleasure to teach you. Well then, let's learn. Ready to begin? Good. Now then, there's one thing to keep in mind when melding. Materia slots. Arms and armor each have a certain number of these slots, and this determines how many pieces of materia they can host. Normally, an item cannot host more pieces of materia than it has slots. However, as with most other things in life, there are certain exceptions. But this sort of knowledge is for later down the road. After you've become more experienced, you may want to broach the subject matter with Master Mutamix. Now off you go and happy melding. Alright, so affixing materia. You can now meld materia to items. Gear can be enhanced significantly by affixing materia to the slots available on most weapons, tools, and armor. The number of slots available on a piece of gear can be confirmed by viewing its help text. It's those slots you see in the picture there. To affix materia to an item, highlight a piece of gear and select Meld from the subcommands. Next, select the materia which you wish to affix. Similarly, should you wish to remove materia, you may do so by highlighting it and selecting Remove Materia. Alright then, let's go ahead and try some of that materia affixing. Or materia melding rather. So, our iron crossbeam hammer, let's say we want to put something on this. Let's put some materia on here. Over here we can see all of the gear we have on and how many slots they have, as well as their item level. Very convenient. And over here is the list of the materia we have. We have one direct hit rate +1, which is better for combatants. And then we have these three, which are good for crafting. Down at the bottom, we can see that each of the stats that can be improved does have a cap per piece of equipment that you have on. Is it per piece of equipment or is it overall? It's per piece of equipment. So yeah, we can, right now, our iron crossbeam hammer has a base craftsmanship of 48, and it has a max of 57. So we can equip materia onto this crossbeam hammer until craftsmanship hits 57. We cannot improve craftsmanship any further beyond that. Similarly with CP, we can't increase its CP bonus beyond +2. We can't increase its control bonus beyond +32, and it currently has +28. There are limits to how strong you can make your gear, but we'll be getting into that later. It's more relevant as we get to the thing Munimix will teach us. So let's see. I don't think I'll get too much benefit out of CP. I'm going to go with that Craftsmanship +3. That's a pretty good bonus, and Craftsmanship's a pretty good stat. So we'll go ahead and meld that. 100% success rate. It will succeed. Our crossbeam hammer has been improved. And then, yeah, I can go through the rest of it later. Munimix, what do you have to teach me? You are given to understand that Munimix is the keeper of secret materia techniques. Psh, shko. Uplander is joiner of materia. Uplander designs to join muchly, yes. Then Munimix makes braincase of Uplander rattle with secret knowings of materia. But first, Uplander must be proving readiness. Uplander shall we do attaching 8 pieces of materia, then let Uplander and Munimix trade tongue flaps again. Oh, I have to attach 8. In front of you, even. This might be a little rough. Alright then, well, I've already shown you how to meld, so I'm just gonna go ahead and go through and start doing that. Alright, almost got everything I need. I extracted some more materia so that we'd be able to equip everything. We have 2 more combat that we can equip, so that's nice. I'm gonna give a critical hit +1 to the Elm Longbow that our archer is currently using. Then let's see, what's Archer wearing for hats? What do we got for hats? Here we go. No. Maybe you're using, nope. Maybe you're using this one? You're probably using this one. Yeah, Archer's using this one, so we'll meld on here. Give you another direct hit rates. Then we just got one more craft to do, and it looks like it's more crafting materia, so we'll put it on the cotton scarf. Oh, it's gathers. Okay, then we'll switch over to miner then. And yeah, put it on the cotton coif of gather, and that makes sense. Gatherer's Guile gives perception +3. Beautiful. And that is all 8 done. So let's go ahead and learn from Munimix about this new technique. Uplander has good joining skill. Munimix give Uplander secret knowings of word bond. Mostly part, one fighting tool bears only little materia. But if Uplander uses secret joining skill, one fighting tool bears many materia. Maybe. Munimix teach Uplander secret joining skill, but Uplander keep in braincase that it sometimes works unrightly. Will fighting tool of Uplander bear many materia, or will materia turn to bitty bits? Use secret joining skill not for unstrong of bladder. So we get Advanced Melding. We can meld well beyond the materia slots. The materia slots are not a limit for us. But there's a risk. By learning the general action Advanced Materia Melding, you can now attempt to attach materia to gear which has all of its materia slots filled. While the benefits of having multiple materia attached to your gear can be great, success is not guaranteed, and the consequences for failure can be great. For a botched meld will result in the loss of the materia. Not just the materia you're trying to meld, by the way. If you get unlucky and you lose the materia, you lose, I think it's all of the materia attached to the gear at that current moment. It can definitely be a little on the rough side. So let's see, can I find one more thing we have equipped? Probably, oh, you know what? Menfina's earring, easily. How the heck does that have no spirit bond? Does that just not get spirit bond? Okay, then fine. I see how it is. Here, we'll just pull it out of you. And then we will try, oh, not inventory. We will try doing a advanced meld onto our crossbeam hammer. So, our one slot is filled on the crossbeam hammer, but we can try to attach this craftsman command materia, which will give us another +1 control. It is a 90% chance that this will succeed. It succeeded! Alright, it was only a 10% chance of failure, but we can go well beyond the limits. We can equip, I think it's as many materia as we want until the enhancements are completely maxed out. I think. I haven't actually done a lot of advanced materia melding. Like I said, I have not made nearly enough use of this on my main account, and I really should have. But yeah, I believe you can just keep going until you've maxed out all of the stats. I have seen people post screenshots of a failed advanced meld where they lose... I've seen over 70 materia lost in one meld. So yeah, it seems like you can go pretty high. You can meld a lot of materia. I don't know if there's a limit beyond just like the maximum you have for each of the stats. But yeah, that's materia melding. Not really much else to say. It is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful... Okay, good. It is a wonderful system for improving your gear and keeping it working far longer than it normally would. Keeping it working in far more difficult situations than it normally would. It's a wonderful system. You should use it. It's also not required. You're going to be getting Spirit Bond with your equipment as you just play naturally, so all you really have to do is go and double check, pull any items off, pull any materia out every once in a while. Then you can just meld it yourself, or find a materia melder. It's a really easy, simple system. There's not really any reason not to use it, but you don't need to use it, and that is nice. That is really nice. Alright then, I let this episode go on quite a bit longer than I normally would, but since we were in the area learning about materia, I wanted to make sure we covered everything. The game kind of intended us to anyway, so... Minfilia, I return with your blade and a lot of materia on me. Welcome back, Satora. I trust your visit to the bonfire proved fruitful. It did indeed. Ah, what a remarkable difference a single piece of materia can make. Granted, the skills needed to manipulate the substance are not easily acquired, but one need only look upon the results to realize such efforts are worthwhile. As I'm sure you are aware, the quality of one's equipment can be the difference between victory and defeat. Materia may well give you the edge you need, Satora, so make it your ally. Now it is time we discuss the matter of your next mission. Pray speak with me when you are ready to begin. Alright, and we get a weapon coffer out of you. That's going to start being a reward that we see as we proceed. We're going to start getting generic rewards of just weapon or gear coffers where we can open it on whatever class we want, and whatever class we open it with, we'll get gear for that class. This will give us something at item level 18 to 21, specifically a weapon, so before I open that, I do kind of want to take a look at all of my weapons and see what would benefit the most. So I'm going to do that real quick. Alright, well this is actually really convenient. I just went through all of my combat classes, and the one with the two with the lowest item levels on their weapons are Archer and Pugilist. Marauder. Both having item level 18 weapons. This gives an item of level 18 to 21, so let's go and upgrade Archer since we're using Archer right now. Elm Longbow. I get the feeling that was not even remotely an improvement. Elm Longbow? Item level 18, and it's not high quality. Well, you win some, you lose some. Oh well. Next time on Final Fantasy XIV, we are taking a quick, and I mean quick break, to return to Gridania and take on our Lancer level 20 quest. And then once we are done with that, we're coming right back here to Vesper Bay to meet the Lord of the Inferno, who's ready for our first boss. I'll see everyone next time for that.